I'm Mandy Pryor, and welcome back to the Southwestern PA Business Podcast through Southwest Regional Chamber of Commerce. We are here with Athena from Food Helpers. We're going to talk a little bit more about nonprofits, what's going on in our community, and how you can help. Athena, thanks for coming today.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
So, tell me a little bit about you.
As far as my job and what I'm doing for the community, right now I am the operations director for the Washington County Food Bank, and we provide, our particular location is at South Point. We are in the CNX building on the first floor, and we provide snacks for approximately 12 or 13 school districts in Washington County. And we do this with the help of the volunteers. Your group from the
our group,
It was a blast. We were so happy to have you last year, and hopefully we'll see you in January.
Yes.
We had the Southwest Regional Chamber of Commerce come in, and I believe your group packed over 2,000 snacks that day. I think in 2 hours. It was awesome. So we pack snacks in our little CNX spot. With a lot of support from the community, and the foods are purchased through donations. So we're just one piece, one slice of the Washington County Greater Food Bank. We're known as Food Helpers. And in Washington County, our main location is in Centerville, which is on 40, Brownsville.
I've been to that location.
You've been there? Okay.
I've packed boxes there as well through Leadership Washington County.
That's awesome.
I was a part of it.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for coming out.
Sure.
And we also have a little training center in there as well. So that's our main location. My spot is over at CNX, and I'm responsible for the Little Moochie program that you guys all
that
came
we
to pack.
did.
Yeah, that was fun. So happy to.
Did. I was like, I brought my group in last year, and you guys talked a lot about. I would say volunteer sessions are a great way to
absolutely
get to know somebody else on a different level than you would at a general networking event. Plus, you're helping. Like, these little Moochie bags are great snacks, especially for those who are suffering from food insecurities. Like, these kids, I can honestly say that I was out walking one day, and I was starving. I had to go grocery shopping. I'm like, I am so hungry. And I reached in the back and I was like, thank goodness for this little Moochie in the back seat, because I ate, I think, a granola bar out of the bag because I was so hungry that day.
Well, imagine students in school
who really need them,
whose parents don't have the resources, whether it's from a job loss or illnesses. And I have a girlfriend who helps come and volunteer, and her grandson goes to one of the local schools. And she was helping in the first grade classroom, I believe it was, and she came back to me and said the same thing. She said, oh my gosh, it was snack time, and half the kids didn't have a snack because of their situation. Food insecurity is real.
It is real.
It's very real. So we're happy to help.
And it's everywhere. It's not just in the areas, like a lot of people think, oh, people downtown or the homeless are food insecure. It's in lots of little houses all throughout Washington County, Allegheny, surrounding areas. And
we had what was a really interesting, life-altering session that we had with some volunteers. There's a senior group that comes 3 or 4 times a year. They live in a senior plan nearby, and they're huge Jimmy Buffett fans. So when they come, we make sure we get them Hawaiian leis, and we have a really good time with them, much like we did with your group. And they said, before we started, the leader of the group from that plan. And those homes are expensive, and they're really nice and very, very nice. It had a little clubhouse and everything else. But what was interesting is that in that session, there was a question raised. Well, what does the food bank mean to you? And there were more than a handful of people. These are senior citizens in our community who spoke very passionately about how they experienced food insecurity, as did some of their family members growing up. And it was very, very moving and very emotional. So there was, to them, coming to help at a food bank, and just the food bank in and of itself offered them relief, and also a place to know that there is help if you need it.
Well, and I grew up with a single mom who's an artist and a cartoonist, and she was a contract worker, so sometimes there was no work, and it ebbed and flowed. And luckily I grew up in a very small town with aunts, uncles, and grandparents. My grandparents were a huge help, but there were times my mom had to call over to my grandma's and say, what are you eating for dinner? Do you have anything we can eat tonight till so-and-so check comes in? You know, especially as a contract where you're not getting that regular paycheck. So things can delay, things can take their time. And as a single mom, she worked a second job, you know, she did what she could, but there were times which we weren't as aware of. Like, I noticed it, but I was never hungry because she would make sure that we had something. But I know she was reaching out to like my grandparents to make sure we had food and like make sure we were taken care of.
It's very real, and job losses are very real, and that happens. And I know in our schools, we do, in Pennsylvania, all students can receive a free and reduced lunch. I'm sorry, they can receive a free and reduced breakfast.
Yes.
At any time. Any student can receive a breakfast in a public school in Pennsylvania. Lunches have not been, were not approved. They were on the governor's budget for this past year, but it didn't pass. There were other priorities for the governor's budget. And so families can apply for free and reduced lunches. What that means on the federal level is that families of four with $41,000 a year in income qualify for free and reduced lunches, and we have some schools in our region, very close by, with 100% of their student population free and reduced lunches. So we're happy to be able to provide snacks through the Little Moochie program.
Well, and those snack bags are full of things. Like, they're not even just one snack. They could definitely, if need be, fill you up for a day, if
a couple
not.
sessions, yeah. And we do it so that they get it in school. There are some wonderful programs in the community right now that do a weekend backpack program for kids, which is awesome, but sometimes siblings get that. Sometimes the young students don't get that. So this is focused on the elementary school students, and the Little Moochie in and of itself came from a CMU group of people who came forward and designed an app. So you can go to littlemoochie.org, and what happens with the app is that you can students can take a picture of the food, and the artificial intelligence will let the student know whether or not it's healthy or not. If it's healthy, they get strawberry points. If it's not healthy, they don't get any points. And the goal is to get the strawberry points to build and dress up your Moochie and be able to play the game on the app. So you can actually look it up. You can go two different places to see it, littlemoochie.org or littlemoochie.com. They're both available. The schools have one of those. And if the school chooses, it's a nutrition program. The schools are able to use that, and some do, in their educational programming, if it's through health class or social studies or
to teach
phys
kids
ed.
what's nutritious to eat, what's not nutritious to eat. It's important, especially now. There's so many different varieties of foods, and like the more you read on social media, I think they're taking red food dye in right now to see if that should still be around, which
I hope it's not.
I hope it's not.
I hope it's
Go
not.
for it.
I hope it's not.
I know it'll be a change for the kiddos, but like it'll also be. I mean, I already don't let my kids have red food dye as much as possible.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And we try
as much as possible.
Well, we try to really think about what kids can and can't eat. Some people have peanut allergies, so we're really careful not to have any peanuts in the end of the snack foods, which is hard to find.
One of my sons has a tree nut allergy, so I'm always reading the label.
Right. So we do an apple juice, a yogurt. We do offer a yogurt when we can get them. They come out of a company that provides us. We basically pack 8,000 snack bags a month are distributed to Washington County schools. So we need the volunteers.
Well, we'll be happy to come in.
Okay, great.
And it's a great experience.
Great, come on
I mean,
in.
it's so fun.
We do have a good time.
It's a really good time.
We do have a good time.
Yeah.
It's all set up for everybody, and you just come in, and we have tables, and all you're doing is basically taking a bag, putting a piece of paper in it, and just picking up the snacks, giving it an easy tie, and putting it in a box.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And it's funny, you should definitely make sure you have the right team together to finish the bags, because you need to work well together. And I think that's, rather than sitting at a computer desk, like pick up the teammates that you have in there. Somebody always takes the lead. Some people are the worker bees. Somebody's always goofing off.
We've been very, they are, it's fun.
Somebody's always goofing off.
I mean, we've cracked the whip on them.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go.
Come on, guys.
But what's really been fun is the amazing community support, to have more volunteers than you have snacks to pack. at times is really special. So we do have a lot of companies that come in as groups, especially this time of year, to pack. So come January, February, and March, we will be reopening it up. It'll be on our website. It's www.foodhelpers.org. And we have listed on under volunteer, and you can volunteer either at the CNX location and do the Little Moochie program, or you can volunteer for the at the Centerville location, do the senior boxes. We have opportunities there for volunteers as well.
Yeah, and the one down in Brownsville?
Yes.
So that location, we did the boxes, and that's a workout. We were there for 4 hours.
Those boxes are over 30 pounds a box.
And you're shifting them, and you're moving, you're lifting, like you're ripping bags open. Like it's a project, but again, it's so worthwhile at the end of it, and you have a good time doing it.
Yeah,
and
it is. There are 1,500 senior boxes distributed a month in our region through the food bank, and I believe last year. That was last year's numbers. Those were last year's numbers. We have, like I said, 8,000 little moochies. We also have a community outreach program with distributions, and those are all listed on our website if you are in need of food. And those are community outreach boxes that we fill with nutritious foods for folks with. They have to sign up for them. Go onto our website, just sign up, and just come up to any one of our locations on our distribution dates, and you get a box. So.
Yeah.
It's a labor of love for me to work at Food Helpers because I know we're helping people.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you're helping kids, you're helping seniors, you're helping people in between. So
absolutely,
it's a great cause, and you're doing stuff that's new, right?
Oh yes. We in October we have opened a food pantry. There is a food pantry at the Centerville, Brownsville location. So if you are in need of regular food products through the food pantry, there is an option there as well. So there's the volunteering area, there is the food pantry, and then there's the thrift store as well. And then Farmer Joe's there, and he's always bringing out some whatever he's grown that week, and he's grew a lot of zucchini this year. A lot of zucchini. It was a good year for zucchini with the rain.
Big zucchini.
Yeah.
I'm like the green thumb of zucchinis. I can have like an entire garden full.
It was good.
And I'm like, I can't grow a pepper.
And I know that Terry Vessels is our, he's in charge of all the ordering and in charge of so much for our program. And he makes sure we get produce in some of those community outreach boxes for folks as well.
That's great, because a lot don't offer that.
Yeah, we have a partnership this year with the Pittsburgh Food Bank. So we are not partners with the Pittsburgh Food Bank. So we're happy to work with them. They have provided us some opportunities to get other food products that we are expensive, and we can work through them with our relationship.
Nice.
Yeah,
we have a free pantry at the chamber that we started before COVID. Had to replace it, I think 2020. I think it was the year of COVID, and I was like, we have to have this up, especially now people aren't working.
COVID was so hard.
It was a very hard time. And I can tell you, for the first 2 years coming out of COVID, it was constantly empty. We would refill it, constantly empty. So we have people sponsor it, just to fill it up, because it was going through everything so fast. It slowed down a little bit, but the community food banks dropped off a couple boxes. And if that doesn't go there, I'm probably reaching out to you guys to say, we have food, we have extra food in some of the other organizations. But it's amazing. Like, you don't think that people need the food. Like, you're seeing all the good things around.
People have no idea really what's happening in their own backyard. We have a lot of families who are struggling, people who you just would never think that would have issues with getting food.
And it can be the nicest, they can live in the nicest houses. It's not just limited to those who are living in poverty areas.
I was a school administrator for over 30 years and was a middle school principal, worked in Allegheny County in some of the really rough areas where there's a lot of crime and a lot of issues. I was an alternative education director, ran the school at the jail and Schumann, and had all kinds of experiences in Allegheny County. And I've learned recently about Washington County the last year or so that I've been with the food bank. And wow, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, so folks who are struggling with food insecurity is everywhere. And having a solid food bank so support your food bank. Support your food bank. Is critical to making sure that our community gets food.
Well, and the kids and seniors are at the most risk. The seniors could be living alone, or they're living with a partner who might have problems and they can't, one has dementia and the other one has problems walking, and they're having a hard time supporting themselves at that age. And the kids, they can't go grocery shopping. They don't have the funds for that. So making sure they have a little snack, and they're filling snacks, and they're healthy snacks.
And especially for learning. I mean, if you're in a classroom and you have you're on that bus early in the morning and you've had something to eat for breakfast, and there's no snack.
The rest of the day.
Yeah, it's really hard.
And I had heard that, and I don't know any statistics on it, but that kids who are eating at school, that's what they're eating. Like they go home and there isn't anything to eat.
Absolutely.
So they eat as much as they can while they're there.
Absolutely.
So hopefully, some changes have been made, like trying to get these free lunches for these kids.
I know some schools do. Some schools in the area, I think we talked about this earlier.
Yes.
Some schools are providing a lunch,
school provides the free
which
lunch
is a
this year,
blessing, because that's not part of the Pennsylvania
which was very
program.
Unexpected.
That's a blessing. Go back to your administrators and say thank you, because go back to your administrators and say thank you. It's your school district if they're offering a free lunch to kids. But from someone who was a middle school principal and ran a school and witnessed parents struggling to provide food for their kids, having a free lunch is awesome. But having the snacks is important. I mean, kids are hungry. They're growing, and they need that nutrition to keep their bodies moving.
Yes.
And to have...
I mean, just watching my sons eat 24 hours a day, they never stop eating.
And they're little. Just wait till they get bigger.
And I have to stop or eating dinner.
Just wait till they get bigger.
Snack and eat.
They'll be raiding the refrigerator regularly, and you won't be able to keep up with the groceries. I kind of wish we had these delivery services when I was
my kids. Have to get better at meal prep.
Yeah.
So it's 85 hamburgers.
Yeah, exactly.
15 chickens.
Make extra.
Keep making them through.
Make extras. Make extras. All kinds of nutritious stuff.
Yeah.
And grow your own if you can. Something in the backyard. Something keep them busy back there. Have them appreciate where food comes from.
I had both of my sons. My older one's not as into it now, but my 5-year-old helped. We plant seeds every spring. I have a probably like a 15-foot garden.
Oh wow.
So probably like 5. Wasn't the best garden this year. I have a mint problem that I can't get rid of, but I have him help me grow from scratch. And then their school district does like the Farmer's Day, where you get to bring in the stuff that you've grown, which is new to me. I've never even heard that you do this at school. So he was able to bring stuff in that he grew this year, which is really cute. He's my little farmer. So.
What grade is this?
He's in kindergarten.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, so.
Fantastic. So they actually know where food
Very
comes
proud
from.
of him for helping me to grow stuff this year. And he gets in there and he gets so excited. He's like, I got to go get the tomatoes. Like he's in there just shaking tomatoes.
That's awesome.
He'll just grab one and eat one. I'm like, well, luckily I know where these came from. There's no pesticides on these. So.
Keep it organic.
Yes.
Keep it a compost. Do you compost?
I don't. I should. I haven't gotten that far.
Okay, that's kind of hard.
Yeah.
That's an effort.
There's a technique to it, isn't there?
There's an effort. There's a whole science.
I've looked into
it.
rain barrels. I haven't done it yet. But
that's a whole science behind that.
I think once they go to my 5-year-old goes to the next phase. I'm still watching him. We live by a busy road, so I'm always like, where is he?
That's good.
You can't look up.
And the mint's not bad. You can try it.
What's that?
The mint that you're growing in your backyard that you have.
We do.
It's an
excessive amount. I usually give away 3 garbage bags full of mint every spring.
That's awesome.
Right before the Derby. I'm like, who wants to make mint juleps in the Washington County area? Because I have the mint for you.
Bring the mint to our next packing.
Yeah, you can have it. I will bring it. I will have it at least 3 times. I've gone through so much weed control with them, but.
Okay. Well, we'd love to have you in January or February or March. Our last packing will be probably April, because the school year ends May, June. We try to get our last. And this past summer, hopefully we can do it again. The local libraries set up a program where kids got a reading session and a snack from the food bank at the reading session. So I think 7 or 8 different libraries in the region had a summer reading program where volunteers came and read to the students, and they got a little mochi bag on top. So whatever we pack extra towards the spring, we make sure it gets to the libraries for their summer reading program.
I think that's so great.
Yeah, it was awesome. We really enjoyed
I
doing
like that even if you go into Fresh Time, the grocery store
Mm-hmm.
over here in Bridgeville, like they have a little section that has an apple, an orange, and a
awesome.
banana. And I'm like, helps so much for mom.
It's awesome.
Mom's shopping, they're busy, they're happy, they're getting a little snack. But any little snack like that, kids, they want snacks more than they want regular food.
No,
so.
and it was interesting is that, folks think, we love donations as far as the food donations. It's always welcome. But people don't realize that a monetary donation goes further because we're able to purchase foods at cost through our contacts and through our purveyors. Right, so that also gives us, and some folks who do, just to be mindful of dates, some folks go through the pantry and pull out the oldest thing they could find and say, well, we're not going to use this and give it away. Well, we don't give away outdated foods. It's not appropriate. We don't. We try really hard when we are packing our snacks to be mindful when we get the food delivered to watch the dates and to make sure that the foods are fresh. So even when people are donating foods, to be mindful of the expiration date, and the food bank's not going to give their clients food that's expired foods, right? So that's something to keep in the back of your mind. People think, oh, I'm just going to clean up my pantry.
See what's in here.
Yeah, and it's like, well, if the date's good, great, we'd love to have it. If it's not good, you're going to pitch it.
We don't want to get them sick.
Right, exactly.
It makes them extra hungry.
Exactly, yeah.
So maybe you can share with us some of the statistics or facts behind your
Charisse
organization?
gave me some things.
I
know Charisse, she's wonderful. She's she's in charge of all of our programming for our organization. She's instrumental in putting the Moochie program together. And she gave me, I told you about the 1,500 seniors a month through the senior food box program. And approximately 1,200 families a month receive foods through our community outreach program at the different locations. Our sites are in Venetia, West Alexander, Mariana, Hickory, Avella, California, and the new Centerville Food Pantry is one of our locations.
So you have a lot of locations throughout.
Yeah, we do. It's on our website. If folks are interested, just check our website out. In total, I believe she has here, we've given out last year's numbers, 1.2 million pounds of food was given out.
Wow.
She also shared with me a little chart. It's on our website. She's very good about keeping all that data up to date. So I count on Charisse for keeping the numbers. We just pack snacks and work with schools. So thank you, Charisse, for these numbers. We've serviced 14,502 households last year.
Wow.
So that was through the food bank. She talks about the number of pounds of food. We talked about 1 million pounds of food here. And then the cost of doing all of this, so folks who send in your Christmas donations to the food bank, we're very grateful. Thank you for any monetary donations. We don't say no to those. The cost of the food is about a little shy of $1.5 million to purchase foods for the community and to keep people fed. Yeah, so donations are welcome as well.
Donations are welcome.
Yeah.
And we had recently reconnected. County Commissioner-elect Janice did a fashion show.
She did. It was
to
wonderful.
help donate money towards the cause too.
It was
So
wonderful.
if you are thinking of ways like maybe you don't have the funding in your pocket, throwing an event and having them come in and be one of your beneficiaries is always a great idea.
We love having that's always a blessing. Even just I know that our CEO George Omiros, he puts out mailers once or twice a year to remind the community, hey, we're here. We could do this. Yeah, and every little bit helps. A little check, a big check. We don't discriminate.
And make sure you're volunteering in the summer. Do you have a harder time? Do you do in the summer because the kids are out of school?
Well, we pack the snacks closer to the school year. August, we packed a lot in August to get ready for the school year. We watch the dates,
ahead of it.
and we try to do 1 month in advance so that the dates are good as they come. And if the schools have to distribute, because if they let it sit for 2 or 3 months, we're going to have expired food. So.
Yeah.
And the shelf life for when you talk to the manufacturers of the food products we produce, it says best by 9 times out of 10. It's good for 6 months after that best by date.
Yeah.
But I'm a parent, so I do I'm an older parent.
Yeah.
The kids are grown and gone, but I was always watching to make sure that they had good foods.
I do the egg test at home all the time.
But they say that an older egg that floats, you can put, if you put eggs in water and it floats,
that's what I was
okay.
talking about.
But if you do boil them,
Yeah.
if you do boil them, that the older eggs peel easier.
Don't they say you shouldn't eat the ones that float?
Well, I know that they're you look at the date. They say for eggs about a week or so after that expiration
Yeah.
date, you want to be careful. But
It's taken me years to perfect my peel technique, but I finally feel like I'm there. Like I have a peel technique now.
they say you should put salt in the water too.
Yeah, I put
Yeah.
a little salt.
Salt in the water.
Vinegar, they've said too.
A little vinegar, and because when we have eggs, I try to get them boiled before it expires, so that they can give me another week or
I
so
do
of
the
shelf
float
life.
test. I'm like, oh no.
Little floating up to the
Yeah.
top there.
Yeah.
The egg too.
But I break mine coming out of the boiling water
well,
before I put it in the ice
Then you
water.
got to eat it early. Egg salad sandwiches.
Well, you got to take the peel out. Either way, totally off topic.
Okay.
I do that. I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's all good. We have fun.
So any other ways that they can find you, visit you?
The best way to get us is on the website, www.foodhelpers.org. We have all kinds of links up on the top of our page for volunteering, for donations, for the volunteering events are listed. I will be putting some new events on there for January and February for the community to come in. We have amazing, we haven't had a lot of little moochie packing because of the corporations that have come in. And CNX, I have to put a plug in for CNX. They have been
I hear great things.
amazing. They have been really amazing as far as helping with the young folks come down and the senior folks come down and help pack the snacks, and they have a good time, just like you guys did. It was hilarious. It's fun.
Wonderful.
It is fun. So
It's like a little food packing party.
it really is. And we try to make it fun with music, and except no more ABBA for you. You're done. No more ABBA.
Give up the
No
ABBA
more
this
ABBA
time.
for you. And what I try to do is I try to play around with the different music when we do pack. I've tried the classical to see what happens. I tried the holiday music. I've tried, and it seems like everyone seems to want to go back to the 80s music.
Right?
Yeah, they all like the 80s music. I think it's hilarious. Anyway.
I was listening to classical music this morning. My assistant walked in. I'm like, I'll change it.
There you go.
Like, I'm sorry. I was concentrating. I feel like it.
There you
I
go.
feel like it does that. I feel like it helps. But
And,
probably not for food packing. I need something like
And
very upbeat.
It is upbeat.
Yeah.
And my phone number is on the website if you want to give me a call or send me an email if you're interested in volunteering to pack a little moochies, or even to go over to the other center and pack some of the senior boxes. We also do have, on occasion, stuffing envelope parties
I've done that too.
where we bring
I
everybody
guess I've
in.
done it all.
We bring them
Except
in.
for thrift shopping, so I'll get on that right away.
So we bring them in and we set up the envelopes and we stuff envelopes and we put stamps and labels on them and we put them in the mail. So that's a way for us to help the food bank with
That's
some of the donations. Yeah.
Very calm.
Yeah, it is. But the Southwest.
That's very low stress right there.
It is.
Yeah.
And you know, if you haven't had a chance to have a break and just go sit and do something totally different that you haven't done for a while, this is the perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
So.
I highly recommend all of the opportunities that you guys have to volunteer. I mean, they're all worthwhile. At the end of the day, you feel good about what you did for the day. It's good for, your companies and team building or bringing together networking groups. And
you have a wonderful community here in
thank
Washington.
you. I think they're such great people.
Well, I am
Members,
new.
you're such great people.
I
I
am-
can't talk enough about you guys.
I'm new to Washington County. I've worked my entire career in Allegheny County schools and different systems, and I am thinking of moving to Washington County. We love it so much. It's just been the people here are very community oriented, very kind, very civic minded. It's just a really neat group of people here in
I
Washington
say
County.
we're a happy people.
You are.
If you walk into anything that I'm at least hosting, we're all like, hi.
The party's on.
Yeah, we're like, come on in. Yeah, I mean, it could be coffee hour, it could be networking or volunteering, and like they're just a happy group, and everybody seems to get along really well, which is half the battle. Because
Yeah.
we're there to do business
Absolutely.
and have fun doing it.
Absolutely.
Doesn't have to be, so stiff.
No stiffness allowed.
No.
No.
Well, thanks for coming on today, and we'll make sure to share all your links, all of your information when we post this out to social media. And can't wait to get involved in 2025, our first Rise Networking for a Cause. That that we're going to do.
Well, thank you. We're looking forward to having the Southwest Regional Chamber of Commerce come to the food bank, food helpers for the Washington County Food Bank. So thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks, Athena.
All right, take care.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Southwestern PA Business Podcast. Thanks to Food Helpers and Athena for coming on today to share everything about the Food Helpers program, Little Moochie bags, their senior boxes, and their free pantry, as well as their thrift store. So lots to get involved in to help the food bank, help your community, and don't forget to send in your monetary donations to help them purchase food for those in need. Thanks, and we hope to see you again soon.